Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Srinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Vidhi Antas Tohi Abhadrani Pidhunoti Shritsatam Nashta Prayashu Apadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishike. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pascha Desatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I like to seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas and thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify myself. Please forgive me for any shortcomings. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, Verse 17. Satya Esyo hi Bhagavam Stava Pada Padmam Ashish Tatanu Bhajataha Purushartha Murti Api Evam Arya Bhagavan Paripati Dinan Pashreva Vatsakam Anugraha Katarosman. Synonyms: Satya, real. Ashishaha, compared with other benedictions, he, certainly. Bhagavan, my Lord. Tava, your. Padapadman, lotus feet. Ashi, benediction. Tata, in that way. Anu Bhajataha, for the devotees. Purusha Artha, of the real goal of life. Murti, the personification. Api, although. Evam, thus. Arya, O Lord. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Paripati, maintains. Dinan, the poor in heart. Vashra, a cow. Eva, like. Vatsakam, unto the calf. Anugraha, to bestow mercy. Kataraha, eager. Asman, upon me. Translation. My Lord, O Supreme Lord, you are the supreme personified form of all benediction. Therefore, for one who abides in your devotional service with no other desire, worshipping your lotus feet is better than becoming king and lording it over a kingdom. This is the benediction of worshipping your lotus feet. To ignorant devotees like me, you are the causelessly merciful maintainer, just like a cow who takes care of the newly born calf by supplying milk and giving it protection from attack. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Dhruva Maharaj was cognizant of the defective nature of his own devotional service. Pure devotional service is without material form and is not covered by mental speculation or fruitive activities. Pure devotional service is therefore called ahetuki, unmotivated. Dhruva Maharaj knew that he had come to worship the Lord in devotional service with a motive, to get the kingdom of his father. Such an adulterated devotee can never see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. He therefore felt very grateful for the causeless mercy of the Lord. The Lord is so merciful that not only does he fulfill the desires of the devotee who is driven by ignorance and desires for material benefit, but he also gives such a devotee all protection, just as a cow gives milk to a newly born calf. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord gives intelligence to the constantly engaged devotee so that he may gradually approach the Lord without difficulty. A devotee must be very sincere in his devotional service. Then, although there may be many things wrong on the devotee's part, Krishna will guide him and gradually elevate him to the highest position of devotional service. The Lord is addressed herein by Dhruva Maharaj as Purushartha Murti, the ultimate goal of life. Generally, Purushartha is taken to mean execution of a type of religious principle or worship of God in order to get material benediction. Prayers for material benediction are intended for satisfying the senses. And when one is frustrated and cannot fully satisfy the senses in spite of all endeavor, he desires liberation or freedom from material existence. These activities are generally called Purushartha, but actually the ultimate goal is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Panchama Purushartha, the ultimate goal of life. Lord Chaitanya therefore taught us not to ask from the Supreme Personality any benediction such as material wealth, popularity, or a good wife. One should simply pray to the Lord to be constantly engaged in his transcendental loving service. Dhruva Maharaj, being cognizant of his desire for material benefit, wanted protection from the Lord so that he might not be misled or deviated from the path of devotional service by material desires. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasta Desatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And I will be summarizing some notes that I took from a lecture by Ramapad Swami on his Power of Prayers, Part 5, June 9th, 2022. So in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, verses 6 through 17, is a section of Dhruva offering his prayers to the Lord, where Dhruva, having been blessed by the appearance of Lord Vishnu directly before him, and then Lord Vishnu touching on the head with his conch shell, the Lord was recognizing he's just a 5-year-old boy and he hasn't even been to school, but he wants to offer suitable prayers. Dhruva became fully enlightened in the whole range of all that is to know from the Vedas, which is everything, by the grace of the Lord. The transformation of Dhruva's consciousness occurred by following his spiritual master Narada Muni's instructions for achieving his heart's desire. And in this verse 17, Dhruva is describing his ignorance, and he's praying for the sweetness of prema. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments on this verse. You are the personification of the Purusharthas for those who desire you without material desires. People may get Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, but they won't get the personification of the Purusharthas, which is the Lord, as long as there's still material desires. The Lord is eager to give his mercy, and this is a characteristic of his. He even gives his grace to persons who worship him with material desires by giving a little sweetness of his lotus feet obtained by worship without desire. The Lord takes away the material desires because he is eager to give his mercy. But we have to also be eager to receive the Lord's mercy too. The Lord thinks, Dhruva, because he's a young boy, even though he doesn't know pure bhakti to me, I will give him a taste of pure bhakti's result, which is my sweetness. Although Dhruva being immature in bhakti, therefore he's having material desires when he first started, yet the Lord noticed this and was eager to still give his mercy and give Dhruva a taste of what the result of matured bhakti's fruit is. Now Dhruva has become purified through the process of following his spiritual master's instructions, and now that he knows the Lord's Swarup, He's without material desire. At the sight of the Supreme Lord's transcendental form, it grants all the supreme benediction to the devotee. Sridhara Swami comments on this verse, the Lord's form is the blissful supreme personified form of all benediction. His lotus feet are a more valuable benediction than the benediction of becoming king and lording over a kingdom. For whom is this benediction available? The answer is given. The supreme benediction is available to one who abides in the Lord's devotional service with no other desire, worshiping his lotus feet only. In this power of prayers by Dhruva Maharaj, it shifts the fulcrum of his consciousness. When Dhruva first began, he was in mixed bhakti. So in Dhruva's prayers, he's teaching how to go from mixed bhakti to unalloyed bhakti. And Dhruva's now made it on the other side and offering his prayers. Complete undivided devotion to Krishna with no interest of other things along the way. We have to know the destination to become really attracted to it. Our sadhana practice is to cleanse away our attraction for seeing things separate from Krishna, thus trying to be the enjoyer of those things separate from Krishna and seeing all things in relation to Krishna. Whatever our psychophysical nature is, we can do those things for Krishna. Otherwise, it will bind us, and seeing Krishna will be blocked. In the next set of verses, Vishnu will respond to Dhruva's prayers and then depart. Dhruva will lament how foolish he was, but is ecstatic having had that experience of the Lord's association. Dhruva still gets what he originally wanted when he first began, when he was still in a mixed state of bhakti, and he will need to take responsibility for the kingdom. For 36,000 years, he'll have to rule the kingdom of his father, and then he will go to Dhruvaloka. With that, I would like to conclude. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for